card. They're looking good, and they're looking like they could take this in 2-0 fashion. Let's find out whether they can do on Inferno in the second map of our best of three.
For the outsiders, getting off to a start, getting off to a lead is going to be everything on their CT side, and they're just going to leave Buster alone to play over to the B side. The rest of the players are stacking here quite heavily in from the brackets position, and James is just spotting for information out of Boiler.
Jump facing, making some noise. They have players that are leaning into underpass. Suter will be the first contact in the apartments themselves, but very little being seen outside of that. Vitality extremely passive, which has characterized how their matchup has been played out so far. Outsiders, nothing to bite on.
Magic's just clearing out some of this area towards the top of Banana, but even with that in mind, he's got some util that can follow in from Apex. How much is actually going to be leaned over towards this B side? Go and get a lurk smoke down, try and see if they can sell the idea of something over towards B. The rest of the players are in apps.
They can charge forward and see what's really going on. They won't break up this four-man stack. He will end up falling forward, but now Jamin, Yakinda, and Kicker have got a clean house against him. Jamin will be responded to by ZywOo. 3v3 scenario. Bomb has been dropped on the short position, and Yakinda is rotating to angle. Magic still with a backstab potential, still sat there in the banana position. He's got to try to join his teammates, because that bomb is lost to the Vitality side.
Get a big wrap right back in towards City Spawn could be an option. ZywOo just trying to get that bomb back, get into the bomb site, get that down, and then put the pressure on from the post plant.
Well, Magis will get caught off towards mid. The concessions made towards long will allow the bomb to get planted. Apex watching for both those short players. Should have seen info onto at least one, maybe two of them. ZywOo now going to peek alongside and try to catch off Yakinda, spot the player, but still unable to get the kill. Now turns attention towards long, but just not at the right time as Buster catches his head. It's Apex alone in the 1v3 clutch. Two heads to find out here towards shore. He gets one, but not quite the second. And Outsiders secure the opening pistol.
And Vitality just running into the stack in that sort of play. They get two smokes down over towards that B site, one out to the CT spawn, and one into the Spools Coffins position. And then they try and force Yakinda to go very aggressive, to get him into an uncomfortable position into the apartment. And instead, he spots the bomb and sees three players. That's instant information to not over-rotate, to continue facing onto the bomb side. And even for Kicker, just making that capitalization of dealing with the bottom Banana player made all the difference in the round. The issue is, of course, following up, because so far, neither team's been able to do that.
Exactly how things played out in the first pistol with the first map up. Outsiders won it, Vitality trying back. Outsiders then lost all sorts of control on that first half. Now's the time to change the narrative, and they considered a bomb plant to the Vitality side, so they want to keep tradition going. Two AKs, one Galil, one Scout, one Deagle. All sorts of firepower to contest the Outsiders. Coming back into the AK, and Magic's getting danked down, but the damage being done to Yakinda is more frivolous, and indeed the kill comes in the end.
Hey, Yakinda's so desperate to win out that fight, just constantly over-peaking. ZywOo catches off Buster. This round's done. This round is over from this point onwards. The B side's completely opened up. They can slow it down. Outsiders are just having to save on the A side and gamble that the bomb's eventually going to move into A. That's the only option.
The Outsiders caught way too overly aggressive ahead of the CT cross, then just extending out ahead of the broken wall for the second man. At least the M4 can get recovered by Flip, but I imagine with them now taking the B site completely uncontested by the CT forces, there might just be a safe call from here.
And I think we could characterize that as just poor fundamentals right there from Outsiders. You've won the pistol, you're up onto the anti-force buy round, and Yakinda just continues to double, triple, overextend towards that city spawn area. They lose the fight, and then Buster goes, right, want to try and make an info play. I want to see if I can clear out this top of banana position, and instead runs into the trap. Very well played from Vitality in that banana position.
Once again, they'll gain the conversion, stealing it back from the Outsiders. A couple of players that might push forward and try and go for the hunt. Dupreeh is the most likely individual to do that. He's going to opt to fall back and save on to the Galil. Keep all the weapons in check for the Vitality side. M4s can even get recovered for them. Only one, though. The other one was picked back up by Flit earlier. It'll be challenging to try and catch that player off and indeed remove him from play. So a slight consolation for the Outsiders. But the key thing is the round. That's not what they get.
And maybe context is important to why the Outsiders played that round like they did. They only had one kit in play for Yakinda, and they were also very light on the util placement because they invested into so many of those rifles. We had M4s for the majority of players, so keeping three of them alive, you still give yourself a decent amount of weaponry to work with in that third round, knowing we've got to force up again, we've got three M4s, this is still very winnable.
The scout coming out for Jame at least. Try to put that to decent effect. Deegan in for Buster to try and bolster it up. So yes, that force buy will be in play for the Outsiders. Only given by the fact they've got those 3 AM4s. That'll be the highlight individuals. Fit, Kindar, Kicker. I'm just going to leave the charge up towards the banana control once again. Try and force out the opening kill like he did in the last round. Needs a bit more passive this time though. Kicker seeing the dry face from dupreeh. The shoulder bait does bait out the M4 to make a mistake on the molly at quad. Flit still gets the kill. Burns to 21 HP. Escapes with his life. Kicker's also got to do the exact same, but he stands and fights, and that leads to a 4v4.
Now, while this is all in play, the distraction over towards brackets is allowing Magist to create some space to get an idea of pressure being applied down towards that top of banana. Yakinder overextending goes straight into the hands of Masuda, and now the wrap into CT and pressure onto B can be applied.
2 players to hold it. Scout at Jame. A couple of shots against Masuda, but not quite landing them. A third one taken, but ultimately leading to his death. Buster with his eagle. Can't hold on forever. Vitality will overwhelm the Outsiders for their second round.
dupreeh just lurking in the apartments. We saw last round he was in the same position, wasn't able to find impact when it comes to dealing with the saving players. This time around, though, it's a very different outcome. 2 on the board, only 1 kill gets found there by Outsiders. Ooh, they're not going to be happy about that one at all, let alone they're on the fact that they had to force buy, but the fact that they had 3 M4s saved in, and all they got was 1 kill.
Yeah, I'm already concerned seeing the protocols on this city half for the Outsiders camp, looking to try and win these duels against the Vitality side and ultimately failing in doing so. Maybe they're looking for that one player that does step up to ZywOo numbers and tries to dismantle the T-side initial defaults. It is early doors still. ZywOo does pick up Kicker and Eco around for the Outsiders, so just frag found on the B side, should charge and get the bomb down. Nothing much to it for the Outsiders camp.
And not only do Outsiders want to take this to a 3rd map, but they want to keep their winning streak alive. 4-0 in the last 3 months on Inferno. dupreeh just spotting down from mid. There is a cheeky individual of Jame that's got in right behind. Ooh.
A knife for him, no dupreeh. He's got spotting. Just take a ding for his trouble. But not to be in the end. A nice effort, at least, for the Outsiders. And you have to make plays like that on rounds like this to try and get at least some sort of consolation. An AK out of this one would be pretty nice if they can get it. ZywOo says no, though, and Flit flanked in by dupreeh. You still lose it? No, never mind. I was going to say you could still lose it because he's on 36 HP, but then dupreeh had the jump on him, so never to beat. Casters cursed it. 3-1, Vitality up against the guns.
Yeah, it seems as if we're getting some big boy performances on the B stream and on the C stream. Obviously, ZywOo having a very good performance in map 1. We saw Spinks over from the end side doing very well on Vertigo. So keep an eye out for the C stream to see how that game's continuing on. Again, 3 games all at the same time. It's the action. It's where it is.
That one's gone 17-17 according to my score box. So
Still
that
going?
one is still going on map 1. Nades out for Magist because he tries to get things going on map 2 of this matchup. 3-1 is the current scoreline, trying to get that 4th back on the board. Vitality continue momentum. Nades set pretty nicely. Masuda and dupreeh will get caught for it, but Flit can't win a better fight for his own trouble. Kicker focusing on the wrong individual as well as Yakinder is caught aggressing the Outsiders, just can't catch a break here.
Well, maybe we should continue talking about the C stream rather than the B stream. My goodness, what do we say about that round? The A anchors just getting completely rolled over, not being able to frag out at all, and then the late lurk from dupreeh out from ramp. What an excellent round there from Vitality, and Outsiders just falling apart.
It really I mean, yeah, great positioning and great counterplays to the Vitality side, but I also felt like the Outsiders kind of fed themselves to them in that round, especially when it came to that push up to the banana control.
It's already too late, to be fair, though. Like, you've already lost 2 players on the bomb site in a 3v5. You're just expecting them to already have moved away. It's more so the concern of the A anchors not finding any success than the rotate down bottom banana.
No success for the exit fragments of Jame and Buster as well, it seems. dupreeh trying to bait out that AWP. They can't wrap the corner in time to grab the FAMAS either, so they keep those 2 weapons in. And Vitality look cool, calm, and collected. They take the early start here in Inferno.
They look happy, and that's how they should be. You've been dominant in the series so far. You've really sort of given it to the Outsiders and proved yourself that you're the better team in this matchup. So far, 4-1 start in the second map. Outsiders, I can imagine things are getting very desperate, even though it is still very early on here on Inferno. They just know they can't afford to get off to a slow start and to just allow momentum to keep kicking in over to Vitality.
Again, it's got to be a complete role reversal from these guys. They've got to figure something completely different out. So far, so little being gained on the outsider's side. Again, just that pistol, the conversions and the ecos and the gun rounds still on the way to the vitality cap. Now they've got guns out of their own, a rebuy, a force buy back in around the AWP and the FAMAS. When does that second round come for the outsiders? When do they finally find a momentum shift? Take something back here on Inferno. Smokes down, flashes over. Boost up for the AK and Magis. Can't see anyone ahead of the broken wall. The nades missed out aren't encouraging, but at least the outsiders can't punish it.
Now, gain that top of banana control, start rotating the AWP over to spot for info to potentially regain some of the map pressure over towards the half wall. Masuda and co of dupreeh starting to lean their way out from the boiler position, start gaining some apartments control. Outsiders very deep. No one even spotting for information on the short or long side. All the A players are very defensive.
Molotov's down onto quad again. They're going to try to drive those advanced positions away from the CT side, but the four-man stack has locked itself in. Jane with the AWP back at library, seeing the mollies. Expecting there to be some T-side presence at the end of the smoke, but no one's there just yet.
Now they've got a smoke that they can put down. Flash over the top. Jane misses that first connection, looks to reface, and gets peeked on from Masuda.
You need to hit that second shot at least, and James couldn't do so. One man down on the A-side defense. Smokes in at Moto, keeping Kicker protected for now. He sprays through against the boost-up players, though. Should see them coming in. The nades back might do some significant damage. In fact, it gets Masuda. 4 versus 4. Magis also going to get caught off by Buster. dupreeh seeing the edge of the smoke. Kicker running out of ammo, though. Maintains the 4v3 scenario for the outsiders. That backup is not rotated, but I don't think it's needed with Kicker and Buster finding their double apiece. And Apex alone in the 1 versus 4. Does find that one trade. No more, though.
Yeah, while they isolate the individual of the AWP and Jane rotating into the library side, they really struggle to give themselves a harness of opening up A, breaking that crossfire away. You've got 3 players on the bomb site, really. 1 down towards mini pit, 2 in the bomb site itself that are all playing off one another. And Jane missing some crucial shots with the AWP, but defended well by his teammates on the bomb site.
Another good round for the outsiders. Can they maintain the follow-up, though? You mentioned it in the pistol round or the conversion round. The key issue for both sides is the follow-ups. Outsiders pretty desperate to get one here to build back against Vitality. Try to bring this even at 4 apiece. 2 rounds to get there and a slow pacing in round 7 to do so.
A silent jump up into the apartments. 2 on porch side. We have not seen this play before.
Oh, James looks away at the wrong moment. Kicker's unprotected, but James at least gets that trade back. Incendiary ahead of the haystack will now suppress the T's from making their way up towards shorts. They put the brakes on, reconsider their options, try play towards long instead.
Now they might be able to force a slight over-rotation from James to reposition out to long to catch him off, start getting in towards city spawn and forcing outsiders to make info plays because they don't know what's going on across the map.
And this looks like the rat play in, a split into the B site with Yakinda catching Magic, though that could throw things off, and indeed Zaiwu will also fall. The smoke's going down at the arches ahead of Banana, and they will hold dominion over the bomb here. The AK is also picked up on both individuals, so plenty of firepower now to work with, and Buster holding in cubby corner should be the lights out play for Vitality here.
No way forward, really, from this point onwards. Getting closer to 35 seconds, and for Vitality just waiting for this smoke to dissipate, to finally clear out all of these cheeky positions towards the top of Banana. Oh, very much a struggle, and even the flash is not quite deep enough. Buster's going to be able to catch off the first, knows exactly where Masuda is. You just play time from this point onwards.
Molotov at least gets that exit frag, but you're right, 20 seconds, Masuda's got to go right back through Banana, grab that bomb, get right back to the B site, or get all 3 kills. And the 3 kills line is very unlikely. Getting the bomb is now impossible. 10 seconds to the clock, and he just picks a corner and waits there. Outsiders won't go for the hunt because their economy state is pretty low. Vitality will not get a 5th round. It will be 3 on the board now for the Outsiders camp. They do find an all-important one.
Yeah, what a play from Yakinta. When we think about that, Vitality have got long control, they're slipping their way through city spawn, and they're hoping the B players are defensive, deep in the bomb site, and then maybe the Banana players can pull distraction and really keep them over. Instead, what happens is Yakinta gets aggressive. He deals with both players and drops that bomb, and that's the setup cancelled. There's nothing you can do from that point onwards. Yakinta makes the play, he's the round winner, and Outsiders are showing us some glimpses of what is yet to be seen here on Inferno.
Tactical pause called in for the Vitality side, I can assume. Zonic's very animated right now, trying to discuss a couple of intricacies here and there and shut down this momentum swing before it really gets started. Finally, that potential being shown by the Outsiders, that possibility of going top 3 demonstrated here in this map up. Lock out this 4th round and equalize against the Vitality side. Guns have been brought back in though, so it's not going to be an easy affair.
Oh, run boost, the AWP doesn't come through, so no way that he can jiggle up onto the angle or get into Boiler to check into second mid. Has to back off. And Magisk with a teammate trying to clear out this top of Banana. Yakinda getting forced out into the open.
Damage being done, however, on either him or Magisk, I should say. Yakinda, nice nade. That should land pretty nicely. Not as much, actually. He goes a bit too deep. ZywOo, 93 points of HP. Yakinda sat back and falls away from angle.
Yeah, slight deflection. That nade placement down to the hugging of the broken wall position on the half wall. Not quite a player in that angle. Vitality starting to bring that bomb over towards a mid portion. Kick it waiting for an apps pop or any apps presence at all.
ZywOo falling back. I go grab that bomb and commit it with his teammates into the brackets. dupreeh. The position in the apartment's going to go for the quick flash over and apps pop for that one individual. Not going to commit to it entirely. But he does deny information for Kicker, who was crossing back completely blinded. Vitality still playing this slow. Only 35 seconds to go.
Yeah, wondering if this is the massive misread from Outsiders, just stacking up 3 over towards B. James going to start bringing that AWP back over. He might be able to deal with the long players.
Gonna go for the wrap. James seeing the gun barrel and lands on Masuta. Falls out of position, trying to hold a bit more of an advanced position and just falling back away from Speedway. That bomb going to commit towards that B site though, and ZywOo pulls distraction. Meanwhile, Buster sat back in new box. He's just going to play sneaky beaky as the AWP rotates position, drawing their attention away from the backside as the flick misses out, but the kill comes in. The bomb's not denied. Mattis will still go down, and now it's Apex up against them all, and ZywOo continues to flank, and these two players have brought it back again. ZywOo with a double, Yakinda with a trade, and knows exactly where the last man is, a 1v1. Just hold down the defuse, as ZywOo can't get there in time. That nade is useless. It doesn't even land right, and the Outsiders just barely sneak in the 4th.
A very good effort to recover that round. When you think about the disadvantages that already get found, the wrap-in from CT, again, has kind of been denied. Jane with that AWP deals with that first player. Then ZywOo's in a position where he's kind of can't really overface, thinks that his teammates have got Banana and over towards the B site completely. So, okay, I'm just going to bring that wrap forward, and the time's not there. He needs his teammate and the in-game leader of Apex to stay alive for any chance of winning that round.
Big round for the Outsiders. Vitality still buying back into this one. It seems like every round is a big round for the Outsiders. They're barely getting it on the board. The economy's wrecked. The bomb command bonus, however, enables a buyback for the T side, and Magisk is going to use it to perfection. Yakinda fallen first. Buster back in second. Boost and dealt with 2 easy faces and 2 easy frags. Forced to save out for the Outsiders.
Simplicity. We've seen the way that Vitality have been able to gain top Banana control like a breeze. Outsiders are not putting enough intent with the util or aggressive maneuvers with Yakinda to make Vitality uncomfortable with taking Banana. And because there's nothing that time around, the molly came out to the sandbags, the flasher over the top, and as soon as you win that duel, you've just got the confidence to keep going. Pre-aim out to the first oranges, have to adjust to the second. 5-on-3 advantage with the bomb site opened up. That's the round done.
It felt so easy for Magisk as well. That's the key issue, right? The fact that it was such an efficient sort of play from him, and they can't even get the trade back. Jame struggling with a clean off shot. Split will come forward. Jame will get ZywOo at least. So a couple of exits will be found against the Vitality side, but they're going hunting because they know that Outsiders, every casualty is going to harm them in the next buy. Kick out will fall, so they only get 2 rifles. At least dupreeh can only walk away with 1 on his own board. Vitality will regain the lead.
Still fairly expensive for Vitality. The outlook looks okay, though, here for the Outsiders. They're not exactly on double eco status. Even though they're working with single round loss bonus, they've got money in the reserve, so they can just USP around the AK and that AWP. They're not forced down into a terrible economical status.
Deagle CZ's brought out for the Outsiders. Yekindar in particular with a bit more of a heavier-handed buy than his teammates in Kicker and Buster are. Buster just going full eco for the $3,000 to save into a decent buy in the next round. Warp of James saved from the previous, lines up a collateral, and that changes the complexion of things.
Now, that's exactly what they need in a round like this, where you're not working with a massive amount to strike, to get a couple of kills, and to put pressure back on to leave those Banana players in towards that B side. Yekindar's going to be the sole defender. The rotate's underway from Flit, though.
If there's a way into this round, the Outsiders just found it. Flit rotating up, putting utility into position, going to put some smokes up to the cross. Counteract it as much as possible. The Eagle seen ZywOo missing his first, second, third bullets eventually connect. And now Magisk and a 2 versus 5 alongside dupreeh. They catch Yekindar at least. The incendiary back from Flit indicates what's going on, and the aggression from Outsiders is getting punished here. Kicker next to drop. dupreeh now going to join his Danish teammate as both players at least give away the information. The Orca spotted one out to the Banana position. There's a rifle in the Flit. The bomb can't commit just yet. They need support here.
Yeah, flash over towards CT. Even getting the bomb down to a position is going to be tough. They need to keep fighting. Deal with Buster deep over to that right-hand side. dupreeh's got to clear him.
I set towards Flit. Jane with a backstab will hear that bomb plant tapped once. Won't go too overly aggressive with it. The AK in tree has been seen. James checking sight. Magic's not in a position to plant anymore, though. dupreeh runs out, pistol in hand. James can strike, and so can Flit. Patience was a virtue for the Outsiders as they win an eco and get 3 AKs out of it.
Now, what a steal round that is from the Outsiders. And it started with James. He got the information. Not only did he line up a collateral, but also clear the way that they've left mid. They're going over towards a B take. And with that in mind, they can set themselves up accordingly.
This one has looked a lot more back and forth in the early game than the previous one did. Tactical pause taken by Vitality again, their second in this matchup. What is being discussed here? It's definitely not been as easy a performance as that first map was. Zonic knows this. Giving his boys a bit of a moment to think about things. And again, go over those small intricacies.
Yeah, it seems as if finally Outsiders are getting more involved in the game. They've sort of woken up, and we're actually getting a performance here between the two. And even when we think about some of the head-to-heads with Inferno in the past, the 16-14 in the best of one, there's a 16-10 into the mix, there's an overtime. We always have seen between these two sides, if Inferno gets played, it's typically close performances.
Been close one. It continued down that route. Well, certainly with information gained by Jane, this round should be a bit more formality than anything else. SMG sat back at coordinates, and incendiaries thrown down a position. Damage being done to Apex out in Banana. Yekindar does get some tag damage to the pistols. Spray's blinded, not quite catching a through smoke kill just yet. The smokes will start to clear, and they'll regain Banana, knowing the Vitality have evacuated. Just going to play towards the A side, try and get that bomb plant in. Flit does get domed in by ZywOo, but Jane there with a trade back of the SMG. Leaves Magisk to Apex. Can't get dupreeh the same, but the bomb now in the known position of 1 versus 3. dupreeh could wrap to the B side and get a bomb plant for it, but he's going back towards A. AK in hand, Kicker at the lone defender. Backup is on the way here, but probably shouldn't be much for the AK here.
Another smoke in front of him, trying to see if he can toy with the rotations, make it uncomfortable for Buster to maneuver back out towards that city spawn area. Head Kevlar, a flash, and an AK. There is workability for more to be found in this round.
Especially as they've cleared out short now. Yekindar peeks back into the brackets, though, and gets the frag for it. Triple for James, though, kind of the main damage dealer for the Outsiders, crippling the whole round for the Vitality side, and SMG frags as well, so a lot of cash in the bank for him. And the economy state revived for the Outsiders. Vitality should be back on the buy of their own right, though. That was an eco for them.
And James is 2 kills away from tying up with the amount he found in the first half, or the first map, than he is in the first half here of Inferno. That really depicts a so much more of a grand story of how much further impact James actually finding here on Inferno.
Nade set to position. I'm just going to try to find his impact again in the Banana control. Yekindar and James. Got to play bait and switch. The AWP catches the jump face. Doesn't quite get the full jump frag. Yekindar instead sees the one individual overextending ahead of the broken wall, but falls back into ZywOo's hands, who brings it into a 4 versus 4.
It would have been nice that Buster, that was playing Coffins, could have had a flash over the top to get your Kinder out of that. Just felt slightly dry on that play when it didn't necessarily need to be. A very good return coming through with Zywoo with the AWP, clearing out the top of the banana position. And now Buster, pressure's going to start building for him because he doesn't have that support like he's had previously.
Till he set smokes down. Buster, Incendiary over at the stairs. Try to block them out of the sight temporarily. Needs backup to get here, though. They are not rotating at all on the outsiders. They'll start those rotations now, just as Vitality are bursting into the B site.
Yeah, no util for Buster to work with at all. Flip with a flash over the top. Wonder how the teams play this. They try and gain the control out towards construction. Already, Buster's been able to spam one through the smoke and make it another onto Zywoo. The bomb's going to cross and Apex deals with him.
Massive impact for Buster, though, setting up the retake here as Flip will get Apex after the bomb goes down. It's Masuta in the 1v3 clutch. Watching that Coffin's entrance, watching construction for Flip to make his moves in. Kicker making his own moves out. He checks out that main entrance. It's all a case of timing. If Masuta looks the wrong way at the wrong moment, then it's lights out for him. Incendiary to the new box. Instead, over at second, he gets his peek in and gets the kill on Flip. But Jane with the AWP so ready for the reface and ready for the 7th round for the outsiders.
Yeah, I really like the way that Buster played that after the fact of losing Yakinda. He realizes he's the only B player. He doesn't really have much util. He's only got an Incendiary, so play it defensive. Play it on the back foot, try and stall, and as soon as he spams through that smoke, gets the kill, and then follows up with another onto Zywoo, that's when you know this round is on. Outsiders turn it into a 7th and start building a lead.
Yeah, looking for 8 on the CT side now. Hero AK buy down for Vitality. Have guns in the next round. Bomb plant bonus would bolster up Apex's situation. The outsiders looking far better in this second map than they did over in the first. I can't stress enough how important that really is for them. Need to get this map, need to hold their own, need to win this series if they want that playoff spot. Pressure has been relieved because Furia took the second map in their series over on the mainstream, so that's a little bit of a positive note for the outsiders. They won't know it just yet. Their destiny is still in their hands.
Hey, Yakinda, how aggressive does he want to get? We've seen him toy down towards the bottom of Banana before, turn away from that flashbang. A lot of T-side players coming towards him, only gets away from one. Buster's there for the setup to gather the info.
Magic's going to pick back up the AK. Zywoo gets another one as well. Buster leaning forward, hearing those footsteps, knowing they're rotating away as he extends all the way around towards the stack. Info gain, Jane with the AWP, dupreeh with his back turn, peeking out of boiler. Picking the wrong place at the wrong time. The AWP's so ready for the second player as well. Don't know whether to flick on towards the boiler or not. Not is the right call. Magisk falling. Zywoo 1v4, AK in hand. Will try and make his way in from the apartments, but surely should just fall at the first contact. Maybe a good kill's in him. Maybe there's a trade. And that's will be required here for the outsiders, but Kicker has now seen enough all the info they need. Quick swing, quick kill, quick round for the outsiders.
I think, Jay, typically we despise the double dipping and the continuous overfaces, but in that sort of round, because there was almost a stall in the time and it wasn't straight away, it meant that Buster could reface towards that top of banana position and then just realize it's clear. That's the information and the communication being relayed over, that they're going to start leaning over to the A side, and look at the way that James able to deal with that accordingly.
A third tactical used here by the Vitality side. Okay. 3 out of 4 used in one half. They really put in a lot of stock in this T side, expecting it to find all the success that it requires. Right now, the outsiders are the ones in control of the situation, of the momentum, of the half. 8-5 is best case scenario for Vitality. Is now 7 rounds on the board. And the outsiders have 2 AKs to try and contest against them. So round 14 could be a bit of a cakewalk, especially with the way that they're playing right now.
And this is a very similar start to Dust 2 in reverse. 4-1 lead into then a massive deficit, and could be panning out in the exact same facet. And Kick It just jiggle peeking, waiting for some further over-aggression to come from the bedroom angle. And Jane with this AWP just keeps repositioning every single round.
Yeah, his versatility has found its pressure here on this map up. Oh, that spray through from Masuta, though, finds pressure out to Boiler as he finds Kicker as the opening duel. AWP gonna try to look for the trade back. Sees him at the crack angle, sees his teammate as well. Did he get spotted is the big question. The flashbang will make that a non-issue. He thinks he's fallen back to the balcony. Nades on Flit, the 24 HP, and the AWP strikes back on one, drops into the second Flit, bails him out, the quick scope shots, and the AK doubles up, but a 2 versus 2 situation favors Vitality on the HP alone.
I have no idea how Flit was able to get 2 kills in pit. He got triple naded down to such low HP, and now Yakinda's coming in quickly. He's hearing these footsteps from Apex jumping down.
Magisk also taking some damage there on the site itself. Yakinda leaning forward. Head scene. Spray comes up good for Yakinda. It's Apex in the clutch. 1v2, not impossible as he finds the angle and almost finds the second man. Tag on Buster to 30 points of health, but it is around for the outsiders.
Again, I'm still shell-shocked that Flit is able to find as much impact as he did, because when you think about the situation, not only is he naded down, but his teammate that's supposed to be giving him cover of James is just getting hit by flash after flash. He can't see a thing. James able to find one connection with the AWP. Flit's able to find a couple of kills, and a couple of really important ones at that. And then obviously Yakinda, here's the jump down, here's the footstep that Apex makes jumping off the balcony, clears out the site, and with all that in mind, they relay the information over, they peek off one another's contact. 9 on the board, soon to be 10 perhaps.
On around the half, and you can feel it in the air that it could well be. Dream again trying to peek in. 17 frags deep for him in this matchup. It's funny, we talk about the comparison between him and Zywoo in the last one. You take the same comparison in this one. It's James the man as being the main fragging element. The outsiders relying on this AWP so heavily to get the frags in to try and kickstart in this round. The AWP has knocked down the pick in a banana. A face could come through, but it is baited. The shot not quite accurate. Buster needs to trade, and that's exactly what he does.
Apex looking for that response, dealing with the first, just continuing to fight over towards this banana position. Doesn't have any teammates, and eventually he's going to fall. Now the long contact, and Flit's seeing it.
Onside Kicker, they've got to hold down the site itself. Flit comes up dead, and dupreeh overwhelms Kicker the same. So, a 3v2. Smoke's going down. Yakinda and James up to clutch it to close out the half.
Very difficult retake. You've got nades to work with. You've got an important HE that could sail into the bomb side. Even James is expecting a late lurk towards banana. That's why it's taking him so long to reposition.
The smoke's coming down lately in the retake timer. The bomb has ticked far down now, about halfway done. Nade on site, I don't think it, no, doesn't land anywhere near dupreeh. A follow-up HE coming in, the third one doesn't land either. James caught through the smoke, and Vitality, once again, much like Outsiders closed their first half of the first map on a high, will try to do the exact same thing here on Inferno. Yakinda driven away and dead to rights.
And 9-6 half coming through for the Outsiders. Definitely feels like it's more on the up, more positive in for the CIS team. Now it comes down to Jay, can they follow through? Can they really put the performance going into the second half? We'll find out very soon after this break.
The overall experience of Katowice for us as a team was really good, but also really bad in some way, because we didn't go as far in the tournament as we wanted to. But at the same time, I think we learned a lot. We learned a lot about the map pool, we learned about each other as persons, as players and everything. We also had a good balance of how we wanted to prepare for the games, but not focus too much on it. So I think we had a really good balance, but things just didn't work out too well. And I think we lost against two of the best teams of the tournament, even though they didn't win it. Heroic and Gambit are two teams that has been really hard to deal with the last couple of years, and they're also kind of unpredictable in so many ways, and they played some really good group stage. So I'm kind of surprised they didn't make it further, but I guess that the arena and everything and just didn't pair up to them as well as they wanted to themselves. But I think we lost to probably two of the best playing teams in the playoffs, so in the group stage. Sorry. So yeah, I guess we did some good things, but also some bad things.
mirror image of the Pro League. A 9-6 half for Vitality on map 1 and 9-6 half for the Outsiders over on map 2. The question is, Dweg, will it go down the same route as Dust 2 did here on Inferno?
Even adding to that, 4-1s respectively for both of the starts on Dust 2 and on Inferno in reverse. There is a lot of similarities to draw from. What isn't similar is the performance we're seeing from Outsiders and James in particular.
And this one is still on the table for the Vitality side, though. Same numbers that we saw, or we're seeing from the Outsiders, we saw from Vitality on that first map, so don't count them out just yet. He's down initially, starting off things well for Vitality. It's not quite a kill.
These Julies, good range to work with, trying to see if he can get around the half wall. He's got teammates with him. Outsiders are running into a trap here.
Julie standing by, dupreeh gets away with one decent frag. Apex is straight back, dupreeh doubles up, trying to make it a triple if possible. The headshot's perfect. He's finally overwhelmed, and Masuta now has it covered against James, who will eventually fall. A nice, confident, clean pistol for Vitality.
Blink and you miss it, perhaps. What a sequence coming through for the Julies. Even to get that shot of the jumping player up on the half wall, everything was set up to be successful. Here we go again for dupreeh. What a bullet connection coming through onto the Yakinda, and with all that in mind, it's all a bait, isn't it? You've still got a couple of players to work with, to peek on one another, and for Outsiders, they just ran into 3 players in such close range angles.
Yeah, the Julies ripped them apart. The M4s backed up by the SMGs coming out immediately for Vitality. Want to waste no time in dealing out the damage to the Outsiders who are on full eco, and the money can start flowing for the CTs right here, especially as they run into the stack and the crossfire of the SMGs. 4 on the trot for Apex and Masuta, 3 in a row for Masuta in particular. And Apex closing down the last will make it all 5 alive and all frags found on SMGs in that round.
Well, if we get back into the conversation about similarities, 2 rounds in a row. Saw that again on Dust 2. So that was another case where we've seen how successful the Force Spies have been. Outsiders weren't able to get a bomb plant into the pistol. So you want to Glock it out, you want to put your emphasis down into the rifle round. And for Vitality, 1 round away from tying up the scoreline and getting Zywu onto the AWP into the opening rifle round.
Yeah, he went for Liko in that last round to get the gun out for this one. Big green in hand, James not getting such a luxury at this moment in time. Of course, his team hampered by their own cash status. Smoke set in on the boiler. It's Zywu with the opening frag. Down at Banana, kick up, falling. Flit finds dupreeh out in the apartments. Magisk can strike on Buster in at brackets. He's the only player on this A site, though. Second man's already crossed back, and he does find Flit somehow in the interim. Meanwhile, Yakinda caught off over Archers, gets 1 kill and 2. Tries to get that third and reads Masuta well, but is unable to find the pick back. Now it's James standing alone in his own clutch situation. AK in hand, the bomb on his back. Both players in his vicinity.
You'd have to imagine walking into Magis is going to be a tough one. It's a matter of timing to start getting the mind games forward, out from the long contact. He's not looking, but he's actually been able to catch a timing.
Jisk. Is he going to check Speedway? His back's turned. He still thinks that he's going to be playing towards the A site. If James goes for the big wrap, the Masuta could get caught in the back.
I think he's read it.
AK looking at tree. And the headshot comes forward for the CT. Masuta with a double up and holds it together for the Vitality side. 9 apiece, and they complete the pistol and conversions.
Yeah, what a call that is, because that slight window, we're talking less than 10 seconds of where there is a space opened up to even con that over of he might be in CT. So just pre-aim, just to have an idea in case that is the potential. And you just saw the way that Magis was playing alone on the bomb site after his teammate fell. He had a massive round of staying alive.
And the Outsiders forced back to the upgrade pistols. A half buy-in for round 19. Vitality on to reclaim the lead, and the nade stack will take Kicker down immediately. Kicking things off on the right foot for the Vitality camp. Damage being done to Yakinda as well.
Yeah, fancy bringing back the phrasing of Sia, because that one there, not going to do much against that Aya. Nades sailing into your position towards logs. And for Outsiders, not gaining any of the banana control, now puts emphasis on making a play over to brackets.
Swinging for Magic, catching Buster immediately, seeing Flit as well. 2 left standing now for Outsiders. Really be much left in it for them. James especially picked up Yakindo on 3 points of HP. Caught the headshot. Double up for dupreeh. That's 4 in a row. 10 to the board. Vitality. CT side has gone well. The Outsiders guns back into this one. And we've seen a lot of tacticals in this map from Vitality. When do the Outsiders call one of their own to change the pace?
We've got to hope soon, because keep in mind, second half of the first map and second half of the second map has been flawless. This is, in theory, 11 rounds in a row for Team Vitality once they've got into the second half. I mean, that should not be possible at all.
One boost almost successful for Zai Wu. Going to charge ahead of that smoke, but James going to catch him, seeing him above it. Well placed, well played, good pick. Good start again. Vitality looking for their responsive. The flashbang in against Masuta. Dives out of the sandbags, not protected by a teammate. Kickout finds the right angle. Get to 5 versus 3 in.
Yeah, punishing an overpeak there from Zaiwu, working on the edge of the smoke. Jame reading that. Apex is just going to try and stay alive, get as much damage in as possible, and unfortunately, he is just getting so wiped by those flashes. Cannot see a thing. Vitality going into the next rifle round, really struggling, and this is just a full site take. They get a kill with one of the HEs, but it's not going to make a difference maker on the round.
Still a sick HE though, just directive placement, all down to timing of when Yakindo is going to be in that position, and the kill comes in for Vitality. Like you said, not much of a difference in this round. It will be Outsiders going 10 apiece. The CTs finally get their first setback in this half. Is this the start of come? Again, Outsiders are battling with a very broken economy state. Should see it start to revive from here on, but they need a follow-up round to make sure it doesn't get reset.
And coming into today, we saw that Jame was ranked second in the event for AWP kills per round. Obviously, it's been a much better performance from him as an overall pitcher here in the second than it was on Dust 2, but definitely on the T side, when he's got that AWP in play, we're expecting some further impact from the in-game leader and AWPer of the team. Now, this is ending out to be Outsiders ending that streak, not making any more rounds in a row go the way of Vitality in the second halves.
Guns out for both teams. Once again, we'll see the reinvestment come through from Vitality, as you would expect. Outsiders saving most of their weapons, rebuying on kicker. Early molly suppressing early engagements from kicker. Early map control. Flashes will go over. Apex. Nade. The jump face almost giving up his life. The AK not quite as quick as he'd like it to be. And no blind kills through smoke.
Yeah, Apex has got support. Masuda's there close by. They've got a further rotation in from dupreeh that's come over to the B side. They've put a HE back over to Banana, and they might even want to try and retake this.
It's set. Masuda flashed in, Buster spotted, and the kicker lines up for him the same. 2 lineups given up there by the Outsiders, and a 5v3 for Vitality. Zaiwu now next up, sees the gun barrel of Yakindo, does not fire first.
Now, surely they're going to funnel them into Zaiwu now. Now that they've taken Banana, this is where the T's have got to act in brackets.
Ball out position, flash over to that short position. One player in the apartments. Flit's been spotted, but Zaiwu doesn't connect the shot. Incendiary goes back down. Flit's going to get forced away.
Now, Outsiders know the AWPs over to this A site. Magis just jiggle peeking. They may have seen him into the pit.
Flashbang in from that man. We'll try peek ahead of it. Molotov will try driving back. Zaiwu also caught up in a flashbang, but no one deals with him. Flit trades back. Magic, the rifler in a pit, dealt with. Jamie, the AWP does find a pick back the pistol of Zaiwu. Gets it to a 1v2. It's all on Flit. Out of the apartments. Backup is on the way, but backup is not required. Zaiwu with a double. Vitality continue to fend off the Outsiders.
And it started with an uncharacteristic approach of retaking map control at the B site. Typically, it's you get your coffins player to get a flash over high, and you clear out the half wall. You clear out the sandbags once they've taken by the T's. Not taking Banana. That was very different, and it caught them completely off guard. Vitality have a flash that comes in deep from Apex towards that right-hand side, high over the car position, and then Masuda just swings out. They line up for a moment, and then for Outsiders, they're trying to fight from a 3v5 deficit. They do actually a pretty decent job of continuing to trade onto the bomb side, but they'd already lost that round from the take of Banana from the CT's perspective.
Another setback for the Outsiders, a tactical pause taken from them. Discussions being intensely made, you can see there. Very different. It's funny, we take a look at the camera shots from the Vitality side and how good those guys look, how confident, how smiley, how relaxed they are, and the Outsiders, they're in hell right now. Down by a map. Down on the scoreline. And if they lose 2-0, that would lead to the end of their Pro League run here after such a great group stage as well.
Yeah, Buster out to this banana contact. Doesn't have a crazy amount of support around him. HG's going over towards that left-hand side. Chunky. That is a slight amount that's going to make a difference when we think about a B-site Xe later into the round or whatever it may be. Or even better.
Great kill on Apex. Starting things off on the right foot. Buster thinking of extending further, but he holds his nerve, holds his tongue. Holds his excitement for now. The Vitality side will not get an open kill against the man. A third rotator coming in for Magisk. So rotation back to the A site now would be fantastic for the Outsiders. Still on the banana default though.
Now, this might be the read for Vitality. They've got a player up towards the boost position. Chain with the NWP cannot connect onto the shot.
Mapping in for the M4. Masuta ahead of the game, ahead of the stack, checking the cubby corner and kicker behind the broken wall. Iwu sits at the quad wall, watching for the brackets. Entrance Masuta at the corner against kicker. All important kills. The CTs are caught on the rotation. We'll just go ahead and rotate right back. Magisk can catch a trade, so it'll be a 4v3.
And now, what's going to happen with the rotators? Do you stay at A? Do you stay at B? Zywo's going to get pressured in. There's a player out to the apartments too from Flair.
Doesn't try and act towards the responsive. He could have called that trade there, but opts against it. Zywu looking the wrong way. A second shot misses. He gets tagged up, but only by so much. dupreeh trying to bail him out, but Zywu can only last so long. 18 seconds. They've got to get the bomb down to the site, and dupreeh is repositioned all the way back in the box corner. Buster checks it. Still falls, as does Yekindar. And it will be a triple for dupreeh as well. A quadra in the round, and a 12th round of that Vitality, building up their lead at last.
Oh, mate, that is what we've come for. What a round out from dupreeh. The way that he's able to sneakily maneuver through that moto smoke into the bomb site, low on HP, 34. It doesn't even make a difference. He ends up with a triple and a massive round that gets Vitality up to 12. Heartbreak for Outsiders, because now think about the next round. The money's not even really there.
Such a huge play from dupreeh. When your Zywu had fallen, you thought he was alone and dead to rights at that front, but the triple sequence. And Outsiders fed themselves to the man, had no idea that he could have repositioned to that backside. That's so important because the economy has been decimated now for the Outsiders camp. 3 AKs on a force buy back. Vitality win this, they probably get to 14.
You feel for Buster and Kicker in that round. They found so much impact with those kills towards top of Banana, and it didn't make a difference. And now the AWP actually gets caught off guard by a wide swing.
For in for Apex, struggling, running and gunning, dealt with by Yekindar. Magisk can at least get a trade back, needs to focus on James, who turns up with a Tech 9, and just like that, the Outsiders has stunned us as much as Vitality did. An all-important steal that brings us back within one.
Double up setups not working out at all. You saw the AWP out for dupreeh, looking down on that left-hand side, the stairs entrance to the apartments, and just Yekindar getting that dome, that opening advantage. And from that point onwards, just the run into the side. James able to pick up a frag. Yekindar doubles up. And with that in mind, Vitality just get overwhelmed by a steal round like you mentioned.
The thing that James was caught off as well. He should have been dead there on long. But that Tech 9 making the most impactful kill of the round, essentially. What a round that is for the Outsiders. 11-12 now. Vitality still hold the lead. The CIS squad are creeping up upon them. It's so tangible now, this opportunity for Outsiders to gain control, this chance to regain the lead here. And for the first time in the second half, outside of the initial feud that they had. Buyback for Vitality will be seen. They will be forcing it. Apex will be caught awkward, but the main gun should come out.
And there's hope, because realistically, if Outsiders lost that last round, that's probably the series wrapped up and we're done from. Now they've given themselves chances and opportunities to work with, that they haven't broken their own economy, that they've led from the front foot now from the previous. Kick it, making room up towards the top of Banana. This time around, they've gone for the boost again. It hasn't been seen by Outsiders just yet.
Haven't had a need to really counteract that play just yet. The AK for Kicker, seen Apex. Flash turned away from Cannonade's back. Ooh, just chunk away at his damage, down to 70 points of HP. Follow-up HE is going to force him back. He evades that damage, and all of his teammates vacate Banana entirely.
Yeah, it could be the indication, though, that there's not as many players over at B as possible, that the nades just were dropped out to that city spawn position. They have no idea that there's 3 on B right now. Starting to get some presence going into the apartments take. Flit just on the other side, busted 2 in brackets. Where's that bomb going through? With the pack by the looks of it.
Leave that late lurker kicker to try and cut off rotations or pull some attention back to that B site. The main onus is on this brackets take, or is it? It's all a ruse. They want to play towards the B play, and they're still sticking with 3 here, Vitality.
Yeah, got the headshot angle too from that second Oranges. Very good stack play in for Vitality. Who's going to check the boost?
Smoke up the suppressed. Smokes go back down to the T-side. Incendiaries on site, but there's a big gap there for the CTs to rest in. Apex turning away from dupreeh, playing against them. He's going to get caught by kick up regardless. Masuta on site, gets one. SMG of Apex lines up 2 and gets them both. Flit needs to trade it, but it's a triple from the FP9. The P2K's pulled out as well. James needs to tap him back. AWP finally lands his kill and should secure the plant in time, but there's 2 CTs on the way, and surely they just charge round the corner, tap his head off his shoulders, and bring in another round for Vitality.
Oh, they needed someone to step up big time in that round, because for Vitality, the boosted up player is actually watching the wrap. The long extension in from City Spawn that isn't coming through. Instead, it's a full-on attack and an offensive out from that banana line. Masuta gets dealt with. Apex ends up with 3, and the rotations from the A players are so quickly that the bomb can't even get planted. 13 on the board for Vitality. Oh, boy.
What a play from Apex. Outsiders couldn't have expected that first position. And now James gets the first frag. Magic's picked up. Zaiwu looking for the trade, desperately so. Outsiders might have to bait him. Foot seen, a kill's found. Yakinda gives it back up.
Smallest of margins again. We've seen those sort of shots from Zaiwu out in the first map. And James flashing forward, wanting to keep the long contact. dupreeh's out into the cubby. If he gets mollied, he might get forced out into the open.
Not going to come down just yet. Suter could give up the peek instead. No flashed around this corner. If he peeks, it's dry. But instead with dupreeh's position alongside Zaiwu, that AWP leaning in. Gonna catch the info, does not see the gun barrel. A few pixels off from catching it. But starts to lean in and gives up the ghost. The trade is there for Flit at least.
Yeah, they've opened up the short side completely now. Nothing out from the balcony or from that short position. It's both 2 CTs out to long.
Oh, dupreeh with the blind sprays though. Now Buster's got to get them both. Transfer back and forth. Doesn't even get the first frag. And the bomb's been dropped. The Outsiders, it's all coming unraveled now. As Flit needs to clutch it all here. Will re-smoke ahead of the current smoke put down. Grab that bomb, try commit it to the A site. And they have got 2 players on side that are extremely low. Masuta caught, dupreeh seen as well. Fit's got to win this fight. Oh, but that spray's too far wide. And there's 2 to go for Vitality to take this series and play the ultimate spoiler against the Outsiders now.
I don't say this very often, Jay, but that is really one of those rounds where you are generally winning out those fights towards the long position. That is genuinely unlucky in that situation. Both the long players of Masuta and of dupreeh, they are so low. 1 bullet away each from falling, and it just doesn't happen. They creep through that long smoke and reap the success.
Once again, the opening frag's found by James against dupreeh this time. You can see how Zaiwu's hunting for that pick back of his own right. Meanwhile, the T's are pressing up, taking some damage to HEs, and Molotovs thrown down there. Apex and Magic thinking of a swing forward. The Incendiary drives them back, siphons off Buster and Kicker. James there with a trade back, does bring in a 4 versus 3, but Buster gives it right back up again.
Yeah, James has been a miracle worker these last couple of rounds. Winning out opening AWP duels through mid, finding responses with the trades. Really stepping up these last handful of rounds, but it's not quite leaning to a massive amount. And now for Vitality, they can just play the split. 1 down over to the B side, Masuta without any nades. And Zaiwu and Apex playing defensive on A.
Passive from the Outsiders for now. Backed up all the way top mid, top of banana. You'll see James looking up at those barrels at the stack position, hoping there's a CT that gives up the ghost. Very little info to play from. Maybe Flit might find something on the A site. But B's the best commit, and Outsiders will make that call.
Yeah, Apex is getting very close to clearing the majority of this bracket's play. The only thing he's going to see, if anything, is Flit on the lurk.
Turn at the right moment, he's caught looking the wrong way. Apex now has the info. The other two players are the outsiders, they've got to act now. Smoke down at the cross, Molotov ahead at the construction entrance. Yakindar not checking the first boost. Masuta drops him, Jane with the AWP, gets that frag. Now needs to hold on to two more. Will stick the bomb plant in. Apex going for the blind shot attempts, but not quite on position. And now Jame, Flash turned away from looking to the edge of the smoke, now getting back behind the new boxes. They can see them. Apex on site to tap that bomb if possible. They hear the footsteps around the corner. Shot does not connect as the smoke goes up in time, but James gets his double up, his quadra in this round. The miracle worker needs the ultimate of miracles now. Zywoo's on the bomb, Zywoo's on the bomb, and James can't get there in time. What do you do when miracles are not enough? You lose out map point, match point to Vitality now.
Oh my goodness, he was on for the ace at that point, Jay. 4 kills, what a massive round that was for Jame. And Zywoo just gets onto the bomb. You try to spam through the smoke, you try to get those Glock shots to connect, and they just don't quite come through successfully. 15 on the board now for Vitality, 1 more to go.
The outsiders looking down the barrel of disappointment. After such a great resurgence in this second map, they've got to go 4 on the trot. And I'm so shocked they haven't taken a tactical pause in this one to dig deep on all players. It's a requirement to get this back, and Apex says, not today, kicker. It's a frag for me.
Oh, that's just feels like the sacrifice has been made up to the top of Bernardo already. And Zywoo, can he filter them into this long position again? He's going to get smoked off.
Shots ringing out for the AWPer of James. At least Zywoo's been tagged to 44, but James to 51, so it's not that much better on the T-side line. Now we're quickly back into Bernardo. There's 2 to hold off, Apex and Masuta. Apex is extremely low. That could be a positive, much faster execution. Flash is going over Apex. Counter utility trying to get set up. Yakindar catches a frag, that's all important. And Apex will rush forward on it. Will he get caught? Buster's blind, but he gets his frag.
Hey, rather than just playing at 4-on-4 retake, Apex makes the aggressive play, and now you probably just save onto your weapons. The money in the reserve's not quite there. The A players aren't on rotation, so outsiders are just going to claim it with a B-site commit, and perhaps that's why the play comes through, because they know with the limited utility set and the money like it is, we're not going to retake 4-on-4. So instead, Apex, if he makes the play and comes out successfully with 1 or 2 kills, then they decide to go for it. If not, you hold on to your weapons.
12 to the board, the outsiders clawing on to their last string of life. Only just thinking of facing out to the A side. That'll be a bad idea. Their own economy isn't in a great state, but they're hunting for more picks against the side. Yakindar will fall towards it, so they will lose that 1 player. Still 3 alive for the T-side line. Bit more to work with. And again, that survival, that lifeline round.
Yeah, Kenda up on screen. What an important kill that was onto Masuda. He was the one that was boosted up on Nubox from Apex, and winning out that first fight set that whole round up to be the clean exie over to B. Okay, 3 more to go to overtime. And where the buy sits right now, Vitality don't have many options to work with. Kind of need to buy it down. Try and convert here. If not, eco in the next and then buy in round 30. You're only giving yourself 2 good chances.
Well, they forced it here. They're going to commit to this buyout. They're going to commit to this round. And this will be the way in for the outsiders. If they can gain this one, reset against the Vitality side, go to 13, eco to 14, round 30. Overtime potential right there and then. Round 28. The ultimate miracle that could be given out to the outsiders side. The AWP of Jame will watch out towards mid. The nade set. The Molotovs are standing. It's Buster that takes point in Banana. A pistol one for Master face him, but they fall out of dodge.
And when you're so light on util, you want absolutely everything out of your HEs. And right there, 2 HEs down to the bottom of Banana don't suffice anything.
Apex, the FAMAS. Holding point with Masuta. Set the smoke. Zywoo and Magis with the crossfire. over in the apartments if they want to go for that rotation. Nades set, minimal damage done to Vitality early. Masuta still wants his chances, crack at a decent shot. Kicker, blind spray on Apex. It's fire back from him, and nothing connects.
You really, if you can, want to filter the T's into A, because that's where the M4 and the AWP is. Yes, it's a stack over a B, but it's with weakened utility, so you want to try and force them back over to A if you can.
Blitz blind sprays, hoping someone's top a quad. Nobody is, though. Indar starts to move forward. It's Zaiwu set towards short. Magisk right behind him. Dismantling that earlier crossfire in the apartments. The bomb's still in over at the B site, though. Smoke's going down. Execution trying to get set up. Kicker with a lurking against Apex. Body blocks him. Gets away with that kill. How much attention does that draw right here? The real execute comes in. Nays back from Magisk trying to catch off Flit. Will dish out the damage. It's still going to be the A commit here. It all comes down to these defenders. Or is it the rap call? 13 seconds. It comes up to Masuta. It comes up to dupreeh still. Time's running too short. Kicker overwhelms one. dupreeh there. SMG catches the ball. Carry it. No, he doesn't. One swing from Yakindar saves his teammate and saves the round for the Outsiders.
That is a VP special, going into the B site with such limited time left on the clock. Oh my goodness, I can't believe they've managed that there, Jay. That looked like the round was done. That looked like the MP9 was going to be able to finish the job completely, but no, the kill does not come through to deny the bomb, and Simon was just trying to keep this orb in play.
He's getting his kills for it. Yakindar, knife pulled out, rifle against him, and does remove that AWP from play. So nothing stays in for Vitality. That is the ideal situation for the Outsiders. That's the reset they're looking for. No cash in the bank. Vitality, surely they save to play around 30.
Yeah, they have to. There's no way they're going to buy it up here. You have to harsh invest into the eco to not buy anything down in the situation. Oh, boy. That was really playing with the time. It was so limited.
My word. How tense this one has gotten. The stack does form out to the B side for the Vitality boys. The upgrade pistols on a couple of individuals. Zaiwu with an eagle. A6 and everybody else, though. Outsiders will lean into their B defaults initially. The only hope is that they run into the stack for the CT side, which actually Outsiders might just do here. Yeah, commitment. Molotov, smoke's going down. Deagle tapping for Zaiwu. Not hitting the headshots. Does catch Kicker in the end. Buster with a decent responsive. And must know that Masuta is right back there as well. Deagle back, still doing its damage. Buster's back's turned to the other two CT players here. Apex all full. And now it's all left to Magisk here. So back at New Box just to hide until the time is right.
Yeah, just hoping that Outsiders don't clear the bomb site, that they think that the stack was only 3 players, and that they don't check in completely.
Oh, Yakindar will get caught for it. That's a decent kill. Buster caught ding down as well. Hold on. Hold on.
Oh,
no! He's dead! The AK's in Magisk's hands, and Flit has got a clutch against an eco. dupreeh will get caught off guard. It's a 1v1 for the T-side player to save it, but it's an eco steal from Magisk to make it a 16-13. A 2-0 victory for Vitality as the Outsiders are sent outside of the series.
Oh my goodness, what a way to close it out there. That did not seem like it was the round to do so.